Wedding season in Germany starts from the end of April to the end of September, more or less. If you're invited to a German wedding, you will encounter some of the traditions that we talk about in this video, so don't be shocked.
Now, of course, every couple will customize their wedding to make it unique and adapt it to their local upbringings or just their wishes. So don't expect all of these traditions to happen in every single wedding that you will experience.
Now let's start for before the wedding. Now, after the couple gets engaged, every partner will ask for either a maid of honor or a best man. In our case, I had a best man just simply because I tend to have more male friends in general. So I had a really good friend who stepped up for the occasion.
And my sister was my maid of honor. Now, usually there's one best man or maid of honor per
couple,
like per person
per partner,
of the couple.
Yeah.
So there is usually not like an abundance or several different people who are maid of honors that are all dressed in the same way. That is not very typically German.
However, that does not mean it cannot happen. But this is just, we're talking about traditions here,
Yeah.
right? So now before the wedding, the number one thing that happens is usually the JGA.
Aha, you chose the short version, yeah? JGA stands for Junggesellenabschied, which is nothing else than a bachelor or bachelorette party. And this typically gets organized by the maid of honor or the best man, usually a little bit in communication with the couple, whether they want one or not, because not everyone is into that. We wanted one each and we got one each.
So usually what happens is that the maid of honor or best man, they organize with the partners or the person's friends an event. And this highly depends on what the person is into. Some go to a cabin in the woods in the weekend and just hike and have a chill time. Others take it to the extreme and go to city centers in cities and then actually make a mess out of the whole thing. They make the person dress up, do ridiculous things. And mind you, all of this stuff usually is paid by the friends and the maid of honor and best man. So the person that is getting married usually doesn't pay anything for this event.
Right, what Jen just meant with things go wild in a city, you will most often or not experience in summer in bigger cities in Germany, here in Düsseldorf in the Altstadt, but also in Cologne. Stag parties, hen parties as they're also called, groups of friends going through the city center, alcohol is involved, weird dress up and weird games. You help the person getting married if you join one of the games. Sometimes they ask you to sign a shirt, sometimes you should buy something from them. It's very typical to also have like this Bauchladen, so like a little tray that they carry in front of their belly to sell things, to collect money for the wedding and stuff like that.
In my example, we went to the city center of Düsseldorf. I didn't have to dress up weirdly. I just had a kind of like Willy Wonka purple high hat, and I had a list of tasks and challenges I had to complete during the night. Some of them were like asking people, for example, what is the capital of North Macedonia? Strangely enough, the very first person I asked knew exactly what the capital was. Everyone was shocked. I was like, wow, that was easy.
And for my special occasion, they took me to Amsterdam. This is kind of like a very typical classic thing to do. We went by train. I had to dress up funnily. Well, I mean, I wanted it, right? So it was kind of like I enjoyed it, but still I had to. And also, of course, had multiple challenges throughout the day in the city to accomplish, usually involving strangers. And of course, we partied the night away.
Number 2 is the Polterabend, which in my opinion is the most underrated thing or tradition that happens before weddings, because I went to a Polterabend and I absolutely loved it. But first of all, what is a Polterabend?
So a Polterabend, so Poltern means to make a lot of noise. And well,
so
the
like
evening to make a lot of noise. And it's a very old tradition. And it usually happens a day, a week, 2 weeks before the actual wedding event. And it's also an occasion to invite people that might not have been invited to the wedding. Pretty much all the extended friends, family, acquaintances, neighbors that would like to join. Now, what happens on a Polterabend? Usually as a guest, you bring old, chipped, ugly porcelain dishes that you no longer need. You could also bring sinks or old toilet bowls, anything that is porcelain. And why is it called Polterabend? You make a lot of noise because you take your old plates or toilet or whatever and smash it on the street. So it's an outdoor event. Smash it on the street so it breaks in as many pieces as possible.
Now, tradition says it that this is to bring good luck to the couple. Now, mind you, this is not that you take one plate and you smash it and that's it. Actually, we bought Polterabend, kind of like old chipped porcelain set from eBay Kleinanzeige. And we had like 20 plates and 30 cups. I don't know, we had a lot. And we were the small, actually, participants of this because others actually brought For this couple, a group of friends brought a truckload of of ceramic, and they just smashed it. And also tradition has it that the couple needs to clean up the porcelain after it is smashed. So also some people, to be very mean and nice at the same time, they add glitter or sand or confetti just to make the cleaning up a little bit harder. Also super funny what happened to us, or what I observed in the Polterabend, is that there was a neighbor of what I think were not Germans. They were looking super confused what was going on. And about an hour later, it was a lady with her daughter, came the lady, the daughter, and other people, and they brought also porcelain, and they just smashed it as well, just to participate in the event. And it was super funny, actually. That was super cool.
So if you're invited to a Polterabend, be sure to not come empty-handed, just because it's not fun if you're empty-handed. You want to smash things to join in on the fun.
Yes. Now let's fast forward to the day of the wedding, and several things happen. So tradition number 3 is the honking of cars.
So typically in a very traditional setting, in the morning or lunchtime, you have the ceremony either in a church or another venue. And then the entire committee of wedding couple plus guests travel to the ultimate wedding location for the after party, dinner and celebration. And on that journey between the two locations, usually it involves a few cars, and there the guests celebrate the couple, and they do so by honking continuously. So if you hear something like dong 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 on the street further away, you're like, what is going on? Most likely it's a wedding. To identify that, all of the wedding cars typically get like a bow that is either on the side mirror or on the antenna, and that is kind of like the wedding convoy.
Tradition number 4 that you might see is sawing a tree trunk.
Yeah, so the Baumstamm sägen. And this could happen directly after the ceremony, like when exiting the church or another venue or at the party location. And this is again another kind of like superstition or first part of a game, that the bridal couple gets like a saw with 2 handles and manually has to saw the tree trunk to show that they are ready to overcome challenges that they will encounter together in life.
Tradition number 5 is the bridal bouquet throwing. I actually don't know the name in English, or in German, the Brautstrauß werfen. Just like in most Western weddings, the bride or brides have a bridal bouquet, which means like a flower arrangement that they have in their hand, and they usually walk down the aisle with this and are in ceremonies with this. And during the party, there is the throw of this bridal bouquet, where all the single ladies, meaning the people that are not married, they gather up, and then the bride or brides, they turn their back to them, and then they throw the bouquet. And legend has it that the person who catches it is the next one to either get married or find love. We each had a bridal bouquet, and we also threw it, and that was a lot of fun to see people fighting for it, actually.
If you're liking this video, then also be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to stay up to date with more content that helps you to settle life into Germany more smoothly, then also be sure to hit that subscribe button.
And if you want to go the extra mile, you can also support this channel by buying us a virtual coffee at simplegermany.com/coffee. Thanks for your support.
Now, wedding tradition number 6 is the wedding pranks, or the Hochzeitsstreiche. And depending on how fun or not fun or how loose you would like your wedding to be, there will be some pranks planned for you. They can be games and not really pranks, but they can also be pranks that you have to actually overcome.
Yes, as an example, one could be that the friends actually, they make a mess out of your apartment or put obstacles. So when you go back home after the wedding, then it's actually really difficult to get to bed.
So my sister and brother-in-law actually had that, yeah?
Yeah, because usually also, fair point to point out, in Germany, couples live together before the wedding. So they already have an apartment that they share. So that's why it makes sense. Other games just include, any random games they can play during the wedding. There's no specific ones. There's an array, of course, of like the bride gets kidnapped, or some games with shoes. It actually highly depends on the couple and what they would like to be organized. Tradition number 7 is the wedding cake, or the
Hochzeitstorte.
Now, traditionally, this wedding cake used to have marzipan because they believed, Germans believed that marzipan brings good luck because of almonds. I don't know.
We still believe marzipan brings good luck, yeah?
There you go. But not every wedding cake, has marzipan, because also a lot of Germans, I think, don't like marzipan. I love marzipan, by the way. Our cake didn't have marzipan, right?
I don't recall.
No, I think it only had chocolate and deliciousness. Anyway, so the tradition goes that, of course, before the cake gets eaten, everyone gathers around the cake, and there's a small ceremony where the couple cuts the first piece together by usually holding hands with a knife. And legend also has it that the person that has the hand on top is usually the one that like wears the pants in the relationship. Now, here's a picture of our wedding cake cutting, and you can figure out who has the pants in our relationship. No, I'm kidding.
Now, number 8 is the first dance, or the Hochzeitstanz. And again, this is also a very big Western tradition, not just a German tradition. However, at German weddings, the most traditional thing couples can do is to open the party or the dance floor with a waltz. How do you say? A Viennese waltz, or a Wiener Walzer.
Exactly, which is the waltz. You said it right. In our case, we open the dance floor, but we open it with Latino music and salsa. So again, it highly depends on the couple.
Let's just say our wedding was very non-traditional, whereas my sister's wedding was very traditional.
Yeah, and she opened the dance floor with waltz?
Of course.
Yeah, there you go. And of course, if the couple doesn't like to dance, maybe they don't even open the dance floor at all.
But at the two two German weddings we were last, they both opened it with a waltz. So that is actually quite traditional.
That is true. And we open it with Latino because, more fun. Tradition number 9 is the traditional dress or dress code. Now, traditionally speaking, brides wear white gowns and grooms wear tuxedos. Of course, every couple can decide for themselves what kind of dress code they would like. If they would like a specific dress code, most likely they will announce it to you in the invitation or information that follows the invitation. If they don't say anything, then one can assume is the traditional sense of the white gown and the tuxedo. If that is the case, then you should avoid wearing white for the wedding. And if you have specific instructions on how to dress, then you should abide to them. Yes. Yeah. For example, we saw a wedding that it was really like a metal theme. So it was kind of like steampunky, and everyone was dressed accordingly, which was actually quite fun.
And in our case, we had a very non-traditional wedding, and we didn't see ourselves in white gowns. So we said, let's change it up. We both wore colorful dresses, already a stretch. We don't typically wear dresses. And all of our guests, actually, we asked them to wear white. And it was a very beautiful picture. And tradition number 10 is the wedding gift. So in Germany, the most typical wedding gift is money, honey.
Did you know we have templates on our website that can help you settle into life in Germany more smoothly?
You can check them out at simplegermany.com/templates.
Now, continuing with the video. Super interesting, because statistics show that 93% of couples that get married get money as a gift. And that is because in Germany, actually, like I mentioned before, couples live together usually before they get married. So they already have all their electronics and things that they
household
need.
Items, which were like back in the day. I mean, my parents, they still got household items. So it's not a not German thing. It's just a, let's
things
say,
have evolved.
A thing from the past. Let's put it that way.
Yes. And also very interesting here to point out is that you just don't give money or send a PayPal transfer.
No.
Actually, Germans, this is super cute. They make a really high effort to present the money in a very cute way. For example, I think for your sister's wedding, right? The parents, they took money, I don't know, like, let's take an amount, 300 euros. They broke them out into little coins, dug them in a treasure full of sand. So they had to dig each individual coin to actually get the money. Others might fold the money in very cute ways. We, for example, got a world map with money in the back. So the map is actually made of the money bill. So it's actually pretty cool. And there's 1,000 ideas that you can like research online on how to gift money.
Yeah, and what matters is the effort and the thought that counts, that you, again, don't just bluntly say here, whatever, but really value the invitation and value the ideas and the hobbies of that couple. So often the money folding, presenting is related to what the couple likes.
Now, how much money to give, it highly depends on your relationship with the couple. For example, in our opinion, this is not a rule for all of Germany. This is just what we think. If you are friends and you're invited, you can give 50 euros for the couple. If you're really good friends, you can think of 100 euros. And if you're like best buddies, like BAMs, then maybe money's no limit. Give as much as you want. Before the big day of a wedding, usually couples date for some time. If you're curious on how dating works in Germany, you can check out our video of dating a German as a Latina, which is here on the left. Until next time, choose!